Presentation Mastery Path, and level number 2, Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. Sharing her experience with the speech titled, The Pedestal Effect. Please welcome Toastmaster Meredith Meyers.
Have you ever admired someone so much that you put them up on a pedestal? And then one day realized they're actually human? Anyone? Thank you. Maybe it was a teacher who had all the answers, or a boss who never seemed to make mistakes, or even a celebrity, a community leader, or a Toastmaster you thought could do no wrong. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, we've all done it, that moment where admiration quietly turns into adulation. That's precisely what I did. I see someone who's talented and confident and respected, and I think, ooh, that's who I want to be when I grow up. That's exactly how I felt about my mentor at work. The Women's Forum, the first employee resource group at my former company, started a mentor-mentee program. I signed up to be a mentor and a mentee. I completely lucked out with my match, even though I'd never met her before. I knew who she was. She'd been in the company for a couple of decades. People admired and respected her. She knew everyone, everything, and she just had that kind of presence. When she walks in, it makes you sit up a little straighter. She took me under her wing. At first, it was terrific. We would grab coffee during work or go to a social hour after work, and we would talk about projects. She would share all this insight about leadership, office politics, even life balance. I thought, wow, she is so wise. I'm lucky to learn from her. And you know how when you really trust someone, you lean in and you start to open up a little more. Yeah, I did that. I told her about challenges at work, things I was frustrated with, dreams that I had, all the stuff you share when you think someone's in your corner. It is important to note that I was the sector chief of staff and a member of the senior leadership team for the largest sector in the company. There were 54 sectors, hundreds of members in each of them, but we were number one in size with more than 700 people. Then one day she said something that stopped me cold. She said she'd gone to my boss to talk about one of those private things that I'd shared. And just sat there. I was blinking. Wait, what? You what? She explained it. Well, you know, I thought it was best. I wanted to be transparent. But honestly, my heart just sank. It wasn't even about the situation anymore. It was about that trust had been broken. That pedestal that I built her up in my mind, it cracked. It crumbled. Here's the truth. I really didn't handle it very well. I didn't handle it perfectly. I backed up. I lost respect. I backed away. I saw her differently, and that hurt because I'd really looked up to her. I managed to remain sanguine through that experience. She continued being my mentor. Fast forward a few years, I'd returned to school, worked hard, and finally earned my MBA at 53 and a half. Yes, I count the half. It matters. You'd think that after that experience, I'd have found new leaders to admire, new people to look up to. But something unexpected happened. The people in leadership around me no longer inspired me. They were human. unethical, inappropriate, and disrespectful. The people who did inspire me were my peers. The ones working on themselves, pivoting careers, balancing family, work, self-doubt. The ones saying, I'm scared, but I'm going to do it anyway. Those were my new role models. Not the people up on pedestals, but the ones walking beside me. Imperfect, real, human. So what did I learn from being a protege? I learned that mentors are human. They have their own agendas, their own brand to elevate, their own career to navigate. Mentors teach you things, sometimes by being who you want to become, and sometimes showing you exactly who you don't want to be. But that's okay. Both of those kinds do help you grow. More importantly, I learned to stop putting people up on pedestals. Think about someone you look up to. Are they on a pedestal or standing beside you? Now I try to stand beside people, to learn with them, because that is where the real growth happens. Thank you.